To rewriting one variable to other variable, we use move operation. It is most often using block for move. As you can see here, we have some supply of our block, so if we want to execute this block, we have to supply it. If we want to execute this block only once, as in logic function AND or XOR, we have to use some falling or rising edge here or some contactor, but contactor without detection of the edge will work exactly like now, but we'll have then possibility to switch off this block by the contactor, but not execute only once this operation. Next, you can see that we have got some input and output. We can also have two outputs. If we click on this star, we have write this value to next variables. This variable here can be as normal letter or some sign, and here output we put to some variables. As you remember, we have to know exactly the type of variable and the possibilities to write here exactly the variables. If you don't know exactly which variable to which we should describe to this block, you can here go to our help, to our move block. You can click here move value, and you have got the information about this block. The most important thing which I would like to show you is some conversion. As you can see here, we have got source and our output, our destination. As you can see, as a source we can use, for example, use byte, and this byte in the easiest way can be written to the other byte, but also word or double word. So as you can see here, we can write something smaller to something bigger, but we have to know exactly where we will have got this information in this bigger size of the memory. I will show you in some minutes how it exactly works. As you can see, word can be written only in the word or double word. Cannot be written to the byte because it is too big memory to this smaller memory. Double word only to double word. Single integer only to single integer. Of course, with IEC check. For example, we use here only this column. Unsigned integer, so you can see that it can be unsigned integer. Next, some more important thing: date, time of day, DTL, so it is exactly time light. Character, word character, some maybe only for this character, and also array we can write struct, so there are some more complicated values. So come back to our value here, and what we can write here. For example, we can write number 2, and we want to write this value to our, for example, MB0. So what does it mean? It is exactly written this number of 2 to our byte in memory of the place 0, and the same value we want to write to MW, for example, 6. The question for you is now, if we want not to write this value, for example, on MB0, and next value which we can use, for example, for MW, here I write exactly 6. Can I write here MW0? For example, now yes, because this is the same value, but if I put here second block with some other variable, and for example this variable to MB0, and here I write, for example, here we won't use it, it's better to understand now. Now I write some value here to MB0 and to MW0. I cannot make it. Of course I can, it will work, but it will work wrong. If I won't be sure exactly that this area is not used, I have to remember our memory structure, and MB0, it is our first byte of the number 0, and second value 3 is MW1. Next value, for example here, I want to write value 9, and next, for example, value 9 I would like to write to our next MB, not W or W. So can I write here MW2? Of course not. I cannot, because MW used 2 bytes, so first byte and second byte, because 0 byte it is MB, next it is MW and use 2 because it is MW, so it is first and second, so next 3 is MW3. So it is very important to have this information about organization of our structure. So we can have some these values, and also I would like to show you that we can rewrite not only these values, but I can write some variable. For example, I would like to write our MB0, so this value of the 2, to our, for example, MB10. So rewrite this value. And next, last possibility for our function. Of course, there are much more possibilities, but now I would like to show you this possibility that we can write to MW12. I can write MW11, but in order to have some place free, I will show you how it will work. So we have got such like this program. We can download to our PLC this program, and after downloading we have to go to our watch and force table in order to see how it exactly works. We can see also here in our view, but here is not so good view because we have got everything in hexadecimal system. Of course, I will also show you how to calculate this hexa system, but it will be later. So as you can see that in MB0 we have got 2 value of the 2, and this is rewritten to MB10. And the same is rewritten to the MW12. As you can see how it works exactly in this watch and force table. You can open it and write our addresses. So first address, it is MB0 because there we have got our value of the 2, and we want to check our MB10, MW12. Everything we want to see in binary system, not in hexa, because we want to check how our system works exactly on this memory. So everything in the binary system, and start monitoring. So you can see that our first value, MB0 of the value 2, is exactly in binary system in this way is shown, because here it is 2 to the power of 0, and here 2 to the power of 1, and here is the 1, so it is 2 to the power of 1, so exactly 2 in conversion to our decimal system. As you can see that conversion it to the MW, we have got on this lower part of the MW, so it is our youngest byte of word. You can write something other values here, but you have to switch off the program. in our network, because as you can see now, I can write modify value. I would like to write here not exactly 45, but in binary system, something like this, 111 and 4 zeros, something like this, and I would like force it. As you can see, I make it, but it does not work. Why? Come back to our program and you can see that we have got here permanently it on, so it will be in next cycle change, so we even does not observe it. If we want to change it, we can write here, for example, our always false. I don't know if I have got here this value, but for example, for faster, it can be some tag. Next, after this change, I can load it once again and come back to our watch and force table. Now I modify value and you can see that this everything worked because we have switched off our first move block.